the ice this weekend for a 2-game series Friday and Saturday against Merrimack. Both games 7 o'clock at the Kohl Center. Friday's game will air live on Wisconsin Channel, which is 21-2 over the air with an antenna for people. And Saturday will be Fox Sports Wisconsin alternate. And with that, we'll take questions for head coach Tony Granato. Todd?
How do you plan to use what you were able to do last week to kind of jump into a game week again, and hopefully, from your perspective, not have it the bye weekend, cost you much in momentum?
Yeah, and it's an interesting challenge as a coach. It's obviously different than pro hockey of having this 2-week layoff when other teams are playing games. I think we used it well. I think we did a lot of things last week, skill development wise. We did a lot of different stuff in practice to keep the guys interested. I thought we had a great week of practice. This week we're going to charge it up. I think it's important for us to start the series the way we finished it last weekend against Northern Michigan. I think we started that series a little bit slow, and obviously, the first period, we played well, but we were losing, and that kind of set us off the rest of Friday night. But Saturday we responded and played, I thought, our best 60 minutes. So we just want to follow up and start the series the way we finished it.
Right.
Now that you're back in the college game, pro hockey, generally the players and teams are pretty consistent. Finding that consistency with a collegiate athletes in a hockey program. Do you talk to other coaches who have experience at this level to kind of gauge, hey, what are some factors that go into it and ways that we can maybe negate it?
Yeah, and I think that was a lot of the planning last week. And Mark and Donnie have been through similar situations, but obviously when Mark was here coaching, and then Donnie's team as well has gone through stretches where it's similar to the schedule we're having now. And I think what I said about doing different things in practice last week, just to not necessarily change it up, but give them things to be excited about that are different than a normal practice week. And I thought the activities that we did last week were received well. We gave them a day off in the middle of the week last week on Wednesday, and then we went hard and we banged heads pretty good on Thursday and Friday. So I think, our job as coaches is to continue developing. It's to continue to ask the players to improve each and every day with the different kinds of things that we're adding into practices. And, that's what I feel. That's where I feel our team's at. So, like I said, we want to play games. I think players, you go through 12 days without playing a game, you get antsy and anxious to get another team out here. So this will be a good week of practice for us, and we'll focus in on Merrimack a little more as the week goes on. I think they're a team similar to the Clarkson team and St. Lawrence team we played out east a few weeks ago. So we'll have to be ready. They'll be competitive. They'll play hard. They'll play physical, and like I said, it's just important we keep getting better.
Andy?
Tony, can we expect a goaltending rotation, and if so, how will it work?
Barry will go on Friday, and then we'll see from that on Saturday. I'm planning on playing both goalies, but if Barry decides he wants to pitch another shutout, we might have to have another discussion after Friday's game. But yeah, Barry, after the game he played and really in all his appearances has been really calm and solid for us, and he deserves to start on Friday.
Andy, another?
Do you prefer a one goaltender? Would you prefer to just have one guy that you rely on, or are you good with going back and forth and having a tandem?
I think every situation's somewhat different. I think for us, we want to get consistency in the net, and Maddie's hasn't got to that level yet this season. I think that's the one thing we're looking for him to get to. I think he's an elite goalie. He's shown a few signs of that. That BC game, obviously the first BC game, I thought he was outstanding, but he hasn't had enough of those games yet. It's been up and down. So as soon as we get his consistency more, Barry's still going to play. Even if Maddie plays great, if Barry continues to play the way he's played, they'll both see time in the net. And I think that's a luxury to have. I think whenever there's competition, it's a good thing. And I think that what Jack has done now is forced, Maddie to make sure he gets to his game soon so he can get the net back.
Brian?
What do you see as Jack's strengths, I guess, physically and mentally for that matter?
Just calm. I think I love his presence in the net. He looks like he's a very confident kid when he's in the net, the way he positions himself, the way he controls his rebounds. There's not a lot of extra movement. I think we talked about after the game. There's really only one bad rebound he gave that entire game. And even when he gives rebounds, or even when the puck's in tight, he's still square and calm. He's not jumping all over the place. And he's a competitor. He wants the net. He's practiced well. And he's put us in a position where he deserves to be in there. And I think from his standpoint, for a young kid to come in here and be able to take the net away from Matt, or at least be able to share the net with Matt, says a lot about his character and what kind of goaltender he is.
Right.
And your old buddy Mike Richter spoke highly of Mr. Berry. Is that right?
He did. I got a nice text from Mike after that game. He watched the game and said he really enjoyed it. He gave me a few. He critiqued him a little bit, but said he really thought his presence in the net was more of a veteran status. He said he looked very calm for a young kid, and he was very impressed.
Todd?
Has the team been getting its momentum, its identity from your goalies so far this season? I mean, it seems like the whole team has kind of mirrored some of the play so far in goal, in positive and negative.
Yeah, I don't think that's uncommon. I think if your goaltending struggling a little bit defensively, you tend to sit back a little bit and you try to protect a little bit differently. When your goaltending's solid, you tend to be a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more relaxed, and maybe more on your toes. So I think that goaltending does have an effect on your team, but it's important. Our team, I really think, is built on our forward strength and our ability to create a forecheck and play in the offensive zone. So if you can do that and you can let those guys, the Bessie, Cunnan, Hughes, and Frederick's line and Malone's line, if you get them going and you get them in the flow of the game, that's how you play defense. You let those guys have the puck and create offense. And I think a couple of the games when we got our heels a little bit and had to defend, that's when we got a little bit sloppy in our own end. So you're right, and it's important for us to get that identity of being a forechecking team, a team with speed, a team with skill that plays aggressive offensively.
Any further questions? Thank you.
Thank you.